Hello there, folks. This is David Williams. There's a very interesting situation that I happened upon. I was watching one of the latter videos of an individual who was an atheist. His name is Christopher Hitchens. He died of esophageal cancer a couple of years ago, maybe 2011, 2012. I'm unsure about that. But he was a very well-known individual within the atheist community. And he made a very telling revelation about his mother dying of suicide. He was very close to his mother and a strong bond with her, but she had a suicide pact with a boyfriend. His father and his mother had gotten divorced. His father also died of throat cancer, but his dad, he said, was in his 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I remember him saying his dad was 79. And Christopher Hitchens was not that old, obviously, when he died. But he said that his mother had died, but she tried to contact him prior. And she had called several times, and she didn't get him because he wasn't available. And he believes that if he had been available, then she would not have died, because he talked about how he was always able to make her laugh. And it was a very vulnerable moment for him, because the host, Anderson Cooper, was speaking with him along those lines, and you could see him getting uncharacteristically emotional. And of course, when you're facing your mortality, it's a very fragile condition. The boastfulness of youth is all but gone at times, depending on who you are. And for him, it was true. But when I saw that admission, it made me realize why he was so aggressive in his rejection of God and God's truth and God's greatness. The book that he wrote was God Is Not Great, something to that effect. And quite frequently, these individuals who deny God and God's existence, because at the end of his career, Christopher Hitchens did not necessarily classify himself as an atheist. He actually began to classify himself as an unbeliever, just a general unbeliever, because he admitted that he could not prove that there was no God. He couldn't prove there was no God. He just disagreed with the proof that he was presented. But oftentimes, believers in Jesus Christ are trying to have intellectual debates with unbelieving people, be they classified as falsely religious or atheists. They have these debates not realizing that there is often something deeper going on with the person emotionally or psychologically. Just look at Richard Dawkins, who admitted to being sexually molested by a school teacher or a schoolmaster or a dean or someone of that sort. And as far as he was concerned, as far as his statement was, and oftentimes people who have been sexually assaulted or molested or touched, they don't necessarily know how to cope with it, so they might just say statements like Mr. Dawkins when he said, "Oh, no, I don't think it bothered me at all." Well, either A, that's true because there's a level of perversion, or he wants it to be true. He wants it not to have affected him emotionally. So when we're debating with these people, we're debating evidence with people who really need healing, who really need to interact with the God that loves them and who wants to rescue them from their hole of depression and loneliness, from where they are in their minds and in their hearts. We need to be more unwilling to debate information with people who have deeper issues but are trying to hold to intellectual assertions and philosophies that don't really have anything to do with why that individual concluded that. Because information is out there, and we choose what we believe and what we don't. It doesn't matter if you have the truth in front of you or not. Accepting information is a personal choice. It doesn't have to be based on available data, It is a personal choice. All information that we encounter, we decide whether to accept it or whether to reject it. So I do not suggest anybody having a real debate with a person who considers himself an atheist. It, for the most part, is a waste of time, regardless of what proof you show them, unless they're dealt with at a heart level, where you can discover by the leading of the Holy Spirit why they're angry, why they're depressed, why they believe that. Not just what they believe, because that's just all intellectual smoke. Why do you feel this way? What are some things that have happened in your life? And if you get close enough to one of them and you love them, the Lord might allow you that entry point before it's too late. So I don't suggest debating with atheists along those lines. And secondly, I'll just say this, that you should never try to debate with an individual who is being dishonest in respect to this. An atheist essentially is saying that he does not believe that there is an objective cause, an objective, intelligent cause for all of life. He is saying that he does not believe in God, God being the objective, outside of creation cause for everything and the generator and judge of all things. They don't believe that that exists. But yet, not one atheist is able to live out his belief that there is no cause, because not one atheist does the important things. As a matter of fact, there is no such thing as importance where there's no cause. So, because importance is relative to the cause. So why would you debate an individual who makes a decision to go to work, who makes a decision to eat, who uses the bathroom because, who puts clothes on because, who goes to work because, who reads because, who learns because. We all do things because, but yet he purports not to believe the universe came into being because he's not telling the truth. It's philosophical deception. You cannot believe, you can't live atheism out. It's just an assertion. It's an intentional withdrawal from the information that's available, saying there is no objective cause, even though atheism as a philosophy cannot be lived out. The Christian, on the other hand, is expected to live out the reality that he is going to be rewarded or punished for his behavior by the cause of all things, God. That he's going to be rewarded or rejected for his conduct. So why would you, as a believer, debate with an individual who lives like you do, but debates from an obscure perspective? Every atheist lives with the knowledge of cause, personal cause, societal cause, cultural cause, but debates you on some intellectual, philosophical level that no, there's no cause, it's all random chaos. Their lives say otherwise. The reason why they're speaking a dialect says otherwise. Why are you talking to me in a language that I can understand? Because, so I want you to understand what I'm saying. Why do you trust in science as opposed to religion? Because, so there's a reason for everything that you do. And I'm telling you that I believe the reason for everything is God. You're saying that objectively, existentially, there's no reason for anything. It's a lie. So you shouldn't debate with dishonest people, because all they have is information that they choose to believe that doesn't have to be true. They just choose to believe it. And ask the Holy Spirit to show you why. And He might help you in a tremendous way to communicate to some of your friends and family members, and even some of your people that are opposed to you as a believer in Jesus Christ. This is David Williams, and we'll talk again.